Hey guys, what's going on? Jimmy Al here, and welcome to Wayfinder Wednesdays, episode 3. Today we're going to do the top 10 I was talking about in my last video, where I'm going to do the top 10 things I want to see in Wayfinder. There's loads of things I kind of want to see, but I'm just going to keep it to a top 10, or this video could go on a while. I'm going to use my own brain as well as references from other games to show my opinions on why I think things should be in the game. So without further ado, let's start off with number 10. At number 10, I'm going to put a collection tab. A collection tab for me would really improve the game and give it a good quality of life change that would make it nice and easy to understand. For example, World of Warcraft has a good collection tab of giving you sets, mounts, pets and toys and showing you exactly where you can get them all. Whether it's just a location, a dungeon, or a raid, it will tell you exactly where it is. Something like that in Wayfinder could be really nice. For example, right now, the only way to know where accessories are and which ones are in the game is to go to Wayfinder DB. And one of the things I don't like is being taken out of my video game to go to a secondary source to find out these things and how they exist and where to get them. If there were random drops, it wouldn't be so bad, but they're not. Certain accessories are only achievable through certain means. For example, Silo, for me, I think it is Silo's best set, which is crit rating, weapon power, ray power, is currently with the Storm Twins. It's the boss that you can do, and you just gotta repeat that over and over again until you get all 3 pieces of the set. But if you don't know that, if you didn't look it up, you wouldn't know they exist, because there's no reason to redo that boss over and over again. So it would be nice to know that these things exist, as well as flasks, echoes, and anything else in between is pretty nice to know exists, as well as you could put skins in there, because right now there's a problem within this game that exists. Skins are on a weekly rotation, but you don't know what skins exist in the game anymore. So if you missed them or didn't log in that week and you missed what skins were in, you could end up buying a skin that's worse than a skin that you would have wanted. It'd be nice to know what skins exist in the game, as well as when mounts come out, a place to keep track of all the mounts in the game and where they come from, how you get them, if you have to buy them or unlockable, same as skins. It'd be nice to get some skins that you can unlock via gameplay, and then some that you can buy with the currency, and have all them on show, so you know exactly which ones are which and where you get them and how you get them. Just a collection tab would make everything nice and easy and make everything much more simple in life, instead of me just running around aimlessly, not knowing what skins are in the game, not knowing what mounts are in the game, not knowing what echoes in the game, what flasks are in the game, what accessories in the game, and how to get them in any way, shape, or form, and just in a blind man's race without a secondary website. And I'd rather just not deal with that. Good quality of life change would be the collection tab, and like I said, WoW has a really good one. That's a good way to look at it and go forward. That is number 10. Number 9, I'm going to put making raids worthwhile content. How is it, what can you do? How can you do this? There's 2 ways. There's the cosmetic route, and then there's the power route. Cosmetically wise, this game has character skins, weapon skins, as well as mounts coming soon. Mounts is a good way to make raids worthwhile content, no matter how long they go, having them at low rate drops. For example, World of Warcraft has a really, really good endless grind for these rare mounts to show off and be like, look how cool this thing is. For example, something like Ashes of Alar is a rare drop from one of the raids in WoW, and people still run it to this day trying to get that mount. That content is never run dry of people trying to do it for the mount. Granted, everyone just one-shot stuff eventually, but, it makes it worthwhile doing it. The other route is to make it power-hungry route, make it drop items and stuff that you can't get anywhere else. For example, one way to do this would be make it drop mats that are worthwhile. There's trickster coins and bones from the drill that are 2 most sought after mats in the game right now, for just being really hard and unfair to grind and just a boring situation to do both of them, but you need them to unlock characters. The fix would just be as simple as make it so that raids drop these items more often and in abundance, anywhere from 1 to 5, with a chance to drop it. 1 to 5 trickster coins, 1 to 5 bones. He may drop them, he may not, but at least there's a chance that you'll get more of them if he does drop them. The other one is to just have him have a good echo, or, and this is my theory, accessories being legendary. Currently, the only accessories in the game go up to epic. I don't think there is any idea. Either legendary or, I guess unique would be, another one you could do, where they drop the highest tier sets, and maybe those sets, instead of giving 5 or 10, can give 10 to 15 bonuses to the attributes. Just make it somewhat worthwhile. It's debatable on how you want to do raids. In my opinion, raids are something that needs a group to do when it's current content. But if you guys think it's better solo, then I mean, it's a hard call to say. But in my mind, raids should have to have people with you to do it until it's like last year's content or whatever, like last content drop. Then you should be able to solo it if you're skillful enough to do it. The way to do this is very simple in Wayfinder. Just have multiple damage checks that you can't just run through. And then when you get all stronger from the next content drop, you should be able to go back and beat them damage checks by yourself. That's the best way I think it should be. But that's beside the point. It's just make raid content worthwhile. Make it so multiple people have to be there. Make it so it gives cosmetics, or make it gives better mats, or make it so that the accessories that they drop are stronger than the ones outside. It just needs to be more worthwhile, or it's just going to be more content that is difficult but then not worth it in the end. But that's just my opinion, but that's why I'm sticking at number 9. Just make raid content worthwhile. Now, number 8 is something I think we can all agree on. There needs to be faster ways to level up the second Wayfinder. Currently, leveling the first Wayfinder is fine, because as long as you've got missions, it levels up pretty quick and decently, and you stay on track to where the main quest should be without having to do much side stuff. It falls apart when you get to the second Wayfinder, because there's absolutely nothing for them to do except run expeditions and missions. The game needs task boards, dailies, weeklies, radiant quests, just constant stuff to do that level you up a bit faster. Not a lot faster, but a bit faster than just running expeditions. If they give like reputation, or the dailies and the tasks and stuff give items, it makes you feel like you're achieving something while leveling, instead of just wasting time leveling another Wayfinder when nothing's happening. It's just boring trudges through life and the same expedition over and over and over and over and over again, trying to maximize the XP gain. It's just not very fun. It's just not fun. It's boring. It's tedious. It's repetitive. There needs to be alternate ways and quicker ways to do this, so that more people are willing to level up secondary characters and play the caster characters and enjoy the caster weapons that you have. Right now, it's just not worthwhile doing. And the XP increase is nice. I'm not going to deny that. But I don't think XP increases are the answer. I think optional content is the answer. More things to do, better things to do, more options, like I said, side quests, dailies, radiant quests, repeatable quests, task boards, daily boards, anything that gets you keep moving forward while playing a different Wayfinder would be nice. One thing I have neglected to mention, that there is a achievement for completing jobs. Now, I think jobs is going to be their way of making it so leveling up an alternate character / weapon is much more faster and easier. Weapons, not so much. Weapons level up pretty decently. It's more characters that take the absolute piss on leveling. I think jobs will be their way to do it. There, like I said, there's an achievement that is just undoable right now called Everyone's Hero Complete 30 Jobs. So I think jobs is going to be their movement forward for making it much easier to grind characters up, while also not feeling like you're achieving nothing in the grand scheme of things. But I don't know exactly that. That's why this is still on the list. I have no clue what jobs are going to do or have a role in at all. So that's why this is still on the list. I'm not completely sure how they're going to work, but yeah, but that is number 8. At number 7, I'm throwing storage in. Just like Fallout 76 storage, which I think does a really decent job now at storing items and stuff for future builds and shit. I think Wayfinder is going to need that eventually. Once a respec comes in, I want to try playing ability power firebomb silo and stuff. I'm going to want to store away the accessories and the echoes away for that build in case I sell them or disenchant them. I don't want to lose the progress that I would already have ready to change over, as well as for a new character. Let's say the new character Tony the Tiger that they're launching soon. I don't know what he's going to be, but he looks like he's going to be a battle-ish mage. He looks like he's going to be based around the element of fire, so I could store away some AP and some AD echoes, as well as a AD and AP set of accessories, so that whatever he turns out to be, I've got it. So once I hit 30, I can instantly slam them on him with no risk of selling them, no risk of disenchanting them, no risk of, while I'm exploring, taking up multiple slots of inventory that I desperately need while exploring to disenchant and sell for gold and dust. It would just be nice to have a storage box. Fallout 76 is my go-to idea for this. They have a really decent storage box that lets you store anything you want. Junk, healing, items, weapons, armor, and it's all tapped out really nice. So if they were going to take any notes, it would definitely be from Fallout 76, because they managed to get their storage box up from like something like 400 to 1,000. So if anyone knows how to make a service stable while increasing inventory space, Fallout 76 is definitely one of the people who should know how to do it. So they're a good place to look for this. Number 6, we'll have funner grind, because right now the grind's not fun at all. Grinding echoes and boss materials is fun, but to unlock Wayfinders and anything like that instantly becomes unfun, just boring, tedious, repetitive nonsense. Right now, the two things you need are, like I said in the raid video, part of this video, is the bones and the trickster coins. Starting with the bones is an RNG game of if the drill spawns in or not. If it spawns in, you then have to put a thing into it, run over to wherever it spawns, fight the enemies, take your singular bone out, then completely and utterly go over and 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 over again until you get the next drill spawn, repeat that, get the singular bone, 15 of these to summon a character that isn't from the beginning roster, by the way. It's not fun in the slightest. It's boring. If it was linked to an enemy or something that might spawn, I could kind of stomach it, but it's just linked to a drill that you might miss because it's not always obvious where it is. The trickster coins are an even more outrageous thing and just absolutely disgusting. You need to get trickster keys to give to the trickster to let him play either one or two mini games. If you do it in the Undercraft, that will be the multiple box choice, and if you pick wrong, it doesn't matter, you have infinite goes, but you're not always guaranteed a trickster coin. You could get a accessory or a echo. In Reaver's Woods, however, this guy is a scamming bitch, and he takes 5 goes. You've got to hit the bar right at the very top in the fire, or you get nothing. Even if you hit it, you're not even guaranteed a trickster coin. You might get anything of his other options. It's not fun, because if you want these items, you just spend more time running through dungeons than you do actually partaking in any form of gameplay. Like, for me, the drill wasn't too bad, because I could just level up the Wayfinder as I'm going through. But the trickster coins are an absolute nightmare, because they're not guaranteed at all in the slightest. I could run multiple Reaver Woods that spawns 2 tricksters, and I could just never get a trickster coin. And because it's constantly eating keys, I have to make sure I'm grinding keys while I'm doing this, and keys are just a random drop. They're not guaranteed anywhere. It's a nightmare grind. It's disturbingly awful and tedious at the moment. They said they're looking into this, so I'm hoping that they come up with an idea that makes sense. Like I said, they could put them in the raids at a higher drop chance with a bit more drops to make them a bit easier. But overall, it is an absolute nightmare grinding Wayfinders and stuff. Most of the other grinds are fine, but just grinding the Wayfinder items, there's certain mats in this game that just are not a fun grind at all and just really need a think over. At number 5, I put harder and better boss fights. Most of the boss fights are very standard and generic, and the ones that do try and be unique, like the Grand Deceiver and the Dread Legion, are either absolutely, utterly poorly designed, like the Dread Legion, or just slightly annoying and not hard, like the Grand Deceiver. The Grand Deceiver is only annoying if you're impatient, and that's not fun as a boss fight, to run around and just look at fucking chests to find which one's the right one. Dread Legion is just I don't know what they were smoking in the office when they passed that, and they're still not fixing it. They lowered the enemy count. Well done. That's not the fix that it needed. It needed better fucking detection on where the Dread Legion was to where the safe area was, a more consistent damage spread on when the zone moves, a more consistent idea where the zone should be. The third area not guaranteeing damage you for a full health bar no matter what you do. That is poorly designed. It's not hard. It's not acceptable. It's not even difficult. It's just badly designed bullshit that kills you. You shouldn't guarantee lose a heal just because, whoopsie-doody-doo, the third area is just not safe for no reason at all. That's not good design, and that should never be considered good design. And then everyone else is throwaway. Like, Storm Twins is easy. Beast Guy is easy. The first is easy. The only other boss that ever gave me trouble was the Argent Hand. And that's because we didn't have enough for the damage check. That's the only reason that gave me trouble. We didn't have enough damage to check them out for the 2 enemies that spawn. So I was just doing it too early. Every other boss, even with damage checks included, aren't hard. Even the fucking fire guy to get the fire shotgun and sword, great sword, aren't hard fights. They're just there. The only time the Prior, I think his name is, was hard was because it was broken. They're just poorly made or too easy. There's not an in-between, especially with raids being in the pipeline. Boss fights need to be more fleshed out, better, and well made. The new boss fight they're putting in looks cool and interesting, so I'm hoping this is a move towards better and harder boss fights, and they just put all the easy ones in the beginning as like a test to see what works and what doesn't. And I'm hoping that that's just what it is, but I really want some harder and better boss fights coming in the future, because what's on offer now is just disgustingly bad or boring or not hard. There's no fun and engaging fight. The most engaging I get is the first, and that's because its gimmicks are pretty fun. Except from that, every other bosses I've run through. So at number 4, I've got unique weapon choices, and I don't mean like a ultra fire greatsword that spews flames around you as you swing and stuff like that. I mean like actual weapon types like whips, flails, hand crossbows, stuff like that. They don't really get much attention in other games, and when they do, they're weaker of all the options and stuff like that. Fist weapons is another one. Vindictive is probably one of the better games to look at for just unique weapon choices that you can have. Like, one of the guys is just throwing a fucking log around as his weapon, and stuff like that would be interesting and cool. I definitely like the idea of a whip or a brawler type class and character with weaponry based around there. I just don't see many whips in video games, and it'd be nice to have one where a whip isn't just utter fucking hot garbage. But yeah, more unique weapon choices. Vindictive will probably be the best idea. I mean, look at this. There's so many options in Vindictive. It is such a wide variety game that it'd be nice to bring some of that over. Give me some options with my weaponry, not just dagger, sword, gun, great sword. Like, you know what I mean? I want some different, some like changes, not just the same formula, just different element added to weapon sort of deal. That's what number 4 will be. And we're in the top 3, and at number 3 I've put more/better content options. Right now all it is expedition, dungeon, and that's it. There are other options out there. There's an open world that isn't worth exploring after leveling, as well as there's stuff in that open world like gloom tears and heroic gloom tears and stuff. There's a whole secret boss hidden out there that isn't worth doing because it gives no actual good, if any, drops. It would be nice to have that content be there for a reason, to do something, not just to be there to be like, look at the cool thing you can go and do if you want, that has no tiding or essence on what the game is. It's just there. It'd be nice to have these content options where they actually play out and give benefits to the player for doing them, not just for an achievement, even if it is for an achievement, put a title behind it. Give there a reason for this to exist other than just it exists. Like the Gloomtear is the big example. There is a whole boss just out there, heroic version and all, with a secret achievement that is not worth doing at all because there's no point doing it. It drops nothing. It's a pointless boss. It is no reason for it to exist. At least the other two world bosses are out there to make some of the better weaponry in the game, but this thing just exists out there for no reason. It would be nice to have more content options that are actually unique and interesting, like the Gloomtears, and the area in the Gloomtear looks amazing and cool, and the boss fight is meh, but it would be better if there was a better boss fight there. But for what it is, it's fine. It'd just be nice if there was a reason to do it other than there's a quest tied to the normal version, an achievement tied to a heroic version. Put a title, put a skin, put a mount somewhere in these things to make them worthwhile doing. Give me some reason to go do other things in the tedious of expedition boss, expedition boss, expedition boss. It would be nice. I get raids are going to come out and the jobs might make this a bit better, but overall right now there's just no reason for these things to exist. I want more content options in my game. At number 2, I put build variety. At the moment, there's not much difference in build variety. Everyone kind of goes the same thing. There's not many different builds. For example, Silo doesn't really have an ability power build based around his bombs because it's 10 times weaker than just grabbing a shotgun and running down and killing everything. It would be nice for there to be some balance around these things to make build variety and build changes much more better and interesting than, well, the only way to play Silo is with a weapon and weapon power and break power because that's all he's good for, and so on and so forth. I don't know the other characters that much to talk about build variety, but I'm pretty sure most characters literally just have a switch of build attack power or ability power, and that's it. They don't really get to choose between the split. It'd be nice to be able to choose between that split, have them balanced out to be just as good as each other or close enough that it's worth changing and running, and being able to pick a preference that's better for you and plays around your style of play. It'd be nice. That's all I'm saying. It'd just be a nice change to have like some form of uniqueness to your build instead of just being like, well, everyone's running weapon power, everyone's running ability power, and there's no reason to do otherwise because there's no way to make the other one as viable or anywhere near close as good to what the first option is. Just kind of makes the game go, everyone's running the same weapon, same character and stuff like that. Just doesn't really do much for me. I like to see differences in everyone and what everyone's doing, and if you don't, it's kind of just meh. Doesn't really, it ruins the vibe when like everyone's just running the same exact thing. No one's changing it up because the secondary option is nowhere near good as the primary option, and that's something they should be working towards and doing. I don't really have a comparison for this one, so I'm just going to leave that one as it is. I don't really know what game does diversity really well. I guess the best one would be Vindictive again. Vindictus can have a character with 2 different weapons. For example, I said the guy with the log also has fist weapons as his choice. He can either do fists or log. And because there's 2 options, both as good as each other, it means when you go into matchmaking and find this character, the exact same one as you, he's not always going to be point for point same as you. He may be different. He may be the log guy. You might be the fist guy. There's always a chance that you'll have a difference, where right now in Wayfinder just isn't that. There's no style like that at all. And it'd be nice to have that option. And number 1... Gunner/engineer. I know this shouldn't be number 1, but it's my list, damn it, and I want it to be number 1. I will always go back to this game as the pinpoint of when my love instantly started with these kind of classes and builds. Dragon's Nest. As you can see on the screen, you play as this girl, and she has the gunner. This is why I said gunner/engineer. I'll take either or. Doesn't have to be the engineer, but I would like a gunner or an engineer or both combined. She has the cannon and she just summons bots and they do all the comboing for her pretty much, and you just support the bots and getting their shit done. She is my favorite class in Dragon's Nest. She is my favorite class of all time. She is the best class to ever be put in an MMORPG, and I will die on this hill. I want a gunner / engineer in this game at some point. I know I'm not getting it next season. I don't think I'll get it the season after that. But at some point, please, just give me what I want and give me a gunner / engineer. I need it. No one understands this. I need this. They released Dragon's Nest 2 on mobile and it doesn't have that class. I can't get my fix anymore. They closed down Dragon's Nest in the US. I can't get my fix anymore. I need this game to have this class. And that's it, really. There's not much to it. I just need this class. I need to summon robots. I need to throw grenades. I need all of this. I need to do all of this. I want a robot called Albert that pwns shit for me and lets me support him from a distance. That's all I need. That's all I want. Can I get that? Can we do that? Is that a possibility? Please, I beg. After that little moment, we'll call it, what do you guys think should be added into Wayfinder? Classes, characters, weapons, quality of life changes in general. What would you guys like to see? Hit me down in the comments down below with what you guys would like to see. Either just one thing, a couple of things, a list of things, a top 10 of your own. Whatever you feel like putting down there is put down there. I will reply to all of them. I have no life. I don't really have anything else to do. Might as well reply to people who go out of their way to put something in my videos somewhere. This video was a bit of a nightmare to make, trying to get all these games downloaded for clips, because I didn't want to take other people's clips. I don't like taking people's clips, it's annoying. 2, you have to fucking, like, put their name on the video somewhere. You can't just steal their content and then just not recognize whose content it was. And then I feel like it looks kind of tacky sometimes, where, like, like one of the corners is, like, just in bold, big names. It's just their name there, like, at, like, Tony the fucking Tiger or whatever. And, like, I don't want that. I hate putting them in my videos. If I get desperate and have to, then I will resort to that. Obviously, like, if I have to resort to doing it, I will do it. But if I can get the clips myself, I'll go get the clips myself, and I have managed to do that with this video. With that all being said and done, that is the 3rd episode of Wayfinder Wednesdays. I hope you all have a good one. I might as well plug it quickly in the end of this video. Why the fuck not, I guess. I set a little community challenge on a stupid game called Dreams Unlimited Links. The person who ever gets first in that game on the rank leaderboards is getting a small cash prize of like 10-20 quid, something like that. The link for that game will also be in the description down below, as well as the Dragon Nest private servers that you can go play. The one that was showed in this video and another one that I also use from time to time. They will both be in the description down below if you want to go try them out, as well as the game that is having the community challenge on, as well as a video explaining that challenge in better terms, also in the description down below. Except from that, there's not much else to say. Thank you for stopping in on episode 3 of Wayfinder Wednesdays, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.